Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is just a continuation of the Why I Chose My Major series with my good friend Yannet. And today we will be talking about being a political science major.
So my major is political science. I also have a minor in women's studies. It's actually changed to women's gender and sexuality studies. Can't wait till my mom sees the word sex on my degree. But my major in political science is basically the study of power. So you basically study the power of different countries, the government of different countries, and how policies are made. The reason why I chose political science was because I have this kind of philosophy that the only way to get things done is to be in power, to be in a position where you can help other people. And I know that this major is very controversial because mostly people don't really like politics. They're like, that's kind of a conversation that you step away from.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to talk about politics because people get offended, people get uncomfortable, mostly when it comes to politics. The way I got interested in politics is actually in high school. I had a teacher, my history teacher. He would ask us questions, like very controversial questions, but he would ask us about abortion, language, bilingual education, and physicians assisted suicide, like those type of controversial issues that you don't talk about in high school, or you just don't talk about with your family at the dinner table,
Or anyone.
Yeah. You probably just, those are the type of conversations that people avoid, and those are the type of conversations that I just love. I love talking about controversial issues, and I'm very like open-minded. I know that people might think that, oh, that's very left, or that's very for Democrats, but I can literally turn my brain and switch it from like being very essential, like this is how it is, this is how it's born, to like very progressive. So I have kind of a switch in my brain, which is kind of a curse from from political science classes, because not everybody thinks the same, not everybody has the same type of beliefs. Since I was little, I wanted to help people. I know this is very cliche, but I really want to help people. You know, being an immigrant and coming from a different country, I came from Mexico and I was 2 years old. Like I was like, I want to help people that are like me, that didn't have the same resources to come into this country. So I really wanted to do that, and I didn't know that there was a poli-sci major until I started applying for college. But I was really like conflicted of whether to get that major, or like I wanted to be a sociology major for a second. But I mean, I really wanted to take sociology classes, but I can't. I really wanted to be a sociology major, and then I wanted to be a criminal justice major, and then at one point I wanted to be a dentist.
Girl!
Became undeclared. Like I applied and I was undeclared for a whole first semester of my freshman year. And then my first semester, I took my first political science class. It was Political Science 100 with Dr. Omai, and I loved that class. Like, you have no idea the type of conversations that we would have. It was so amazing. Like, it was like a basic poli-sci class, just a basic,
like
how many
intro?
Senators, how many House of Representatives, what are the current laws here in California, what is the setup, you know, it's just basic. But that was the first few weeks, and then after we had to read a bunch of books that were super controversial, and I loved it. Like, I don't know why, but like conflict, and like I would not fight with people because I don't really like fighting and arguing.
Like debate?
Yeah, we would debate in class, and I loved it. Like, mostly when you would win. Like,
yeah.
Most of the people would be quiet. That's when I loved it. And I just fell in love with the major. I know it's very, like, I love political science so much that I fell in love with it. So that's why I chose my major, and that's what my major is. So
I think it's important that you love what you're studying, because overall that makes it so much easier to do well in your classes when you're passionate about what you're studying, what you're learning. That way you're not just taking classes just because you have to. I mean, yeah, you do have to take classes that you have to take just because it's a part of your requirement or part of your major, whatever, that you may not like. But overall, you should, if you don't love what you're studying, you're probably not in the right major. But moving on, why don't you talk about a little bit about the different types of classes that you've had since becoming a poli-sci major?
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I have loved every single poli-sci class I've ever taken. This semester I've taken religion and politics, which is very controversial. It teaches you why religion should be incorporated, not into the government, but why we should study it, because religion is a part of everybody's lives, and it's a belief system that not everybody agrees the same. There's so many religions in the world, so you have to learn about religion. The second class I'm taking this semester is Asian politics, which is mostly in Southeast Asia. The other class I'm taking this semester is Global Money and Power, which is the international political economy. I'm also taking constitutional law. I love that class because it has to do with the 4th, 5th Amendment, and the 2nd Amendment, which is very controversial now in the US. Constitutional law class is very hard, but I mean, you learn so much, and if you read and if you get going, that's the part of college you're gonna have to read a lot. Mostly if you're poli-sci major, I'm not trying to scare you, but if you love it, you're gonna have to read a lot.
Social sciences is a lot of writing and a lot of reading. Like, you will read a bunch of books, articles, journals, essays, everything, and you will write a lot. Like, you can guarantee that you will have to write at least like a 10-page paper per class or something.
In poli-sci, you also have to take a statistical research class, which is like teaching you how to do research. You also have to take a comparative politics class, which compares the different types of systems in the world, like democracies, monarchies, dictatorship. You also have to take international politics, which is global governance, which is how the world governs. You also have to take a bunch of other classes that I'm not taking yet, but it's a lot of classes, and if you're really uncomfortable with certain topics or like about abortion and you don't really like to talk about that stuff, then political science is probably not for you. I mean, if you do love talking about that stuff and you really want to know more about it, I really recommend being a political science major. I do really recommend you start reading and you start practicing reading because you read a lot. I also recommend you debate with your friends and about certain topics.
Yeah, or at least get comfortable with the idea that you will be discussing controversial topics with people, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but you should be able to back up your opinions with evidence.
Facts.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us about the different types of jobs that you can get with a bachelor's in political science, and then what kinds of opportunities you have if you were to get a master's degree in that, or if you even have to have higher education in that.
So the stereotype of political science majors is that every single political science major wants to go to law school. And I want to go to law school. I mean, I guess that's not a stereotype. If you have a bachelor's in political science, you can basically work in government, which is any type of political institution. Like, I work at the courthouse, you intern at the courthouse. You can be a law clerk, you can do public service, which is run for political office, which is something that I actually want to do too, but that's like in the future, way future. You can run for political office, you can work for government officials like a senator, a state assembly person. You could be a campaign manager, which if you're a campaign manager for a campaign that makes like millions of dollars, you get a percentage of the fundraising money that they make. If you want to be a campaign manager and manage a politician's campaign, I know that I think Beto O'Rourke made like $48 million and Ted Cruz made $50 million. That means that, yeah, it depends how much percentage that campaign manager got. I think those campaign managers got like $1 million for their campaign.
And you can get into that with just your bachelor's, or do you?
Yeah. I mean, you obviously need networking. Networking is very important in college. Don't just think that, okay, I have a bachelor's, now I'm gonna get a job. No, networking is very important. You have to meet very important people. You have to not be shy about meeting new people who are very important. Yeah. Like, I know I excited you about the whole $1 million campaign thing, but don't go to college expecting that you're gonna make so much money. Yeah, like political science majors come to thinking that they're gonna make so much money because there's so much money involved in politics, and yes, it's true. But some politicians in city council, they only make like $14,000 a year, and that's a part-time job, and you have to either sustain yourself, I don't know, working a different job, working for a non-profit. That's what other people do.
Do you have any regrets from when you started college to now?
I think my biggest regret was not caring enough for the classes that were not political science classes, like the general ed classes. I remember I took this one science, like the required lab, and I didn't even go to class. I thought it was easy, and it was easy, but I ended up getting a C. Like, yeah, it was real easy. And I didn't care. I feel like that's my biggest regret, is not caring about certain classes because I thought they were too easy or that they weren't really interesting for me. I know that it's not a big deal. I'm still gonna graduate. I'm still gonna be able to get like a GPA high enough for law school, but I just wish I would have paid more attention and like cared.
Don't we all?
Or like manage my time wisely.
Yeah.
Mostly freshman year, or like,
for me it was sophomore year. I didn't know how to manage my time.
If I were to talk to my freshman self from college, is take it seriously for every single class you take. Like every single class, and calm down. I feel like calm down. Like, you're gonna graduate, you're gonna finish that essay, you're gonna finish the class. I feel like mostly like when you're a senior, I guess, or a junior, you just know you're gonna do the work. So I don't think stressing about it is a big deal.
Yeah, like it's kind of like second nature. Like, yes, you still get stressed because of the amount of work that it is and it all piles up, but you're not stressed in the sense that you don't know what you're doing. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah, I feel like most freshmen, they think it's super overwhelming because it's a new type of learning style that you're used to. Some professors choose to just do a midterm and a final and a paper, and you're just like, what? Like, how do I study? And you know, it's like, okay, just take very good notes and
go to class. Yeah, go to class. Your professor's office hours.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of my biggest regrets from coming into college. It's not caring.
If you had any other advice that you wanted to offer to anyone who's interested in being a political science major or thinking about being a poli-sci major, what would it be?
I feel like if you're interested in being a poli-sci major, definitely listen to the news. NPR is very good, not just the political satire that you see on like Comedy Central and like those comedy shows. They're really interesting and pretty funny, but I feel like listen to the news, and then don't be afraid of talking, and don't be afraid of stating your opinion, and because your opinion matters, but be sure to back it up with facts.
Yeah, don't just talk out of your butt.
And like to any major, any person who's going into college, is try to get a major that connects with you, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you know that you're not going to make a lot of money. Just do what you want, and then you'll be happy, because you probably will be miserable throughout all of your college life. I don't know, whatever major you think is going to make you money, and then realize that you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
So you have to be sure that you love it.
Thank you so much for being in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them down below. If there is enough questions that need to be answered, maybe Yannet can be on here for a part 2. So don't be afraid. Just ask whatever questions you may have, whether you think they're dumb or not. Just ask down below. This is your chance. If you don't know anybody who can answer these questions, hopefully we can help you out with that. So once again, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like this video and click the subscribe button wherever it is. If you haven't watched my other videos, go check them out. I have a bunch of other ones with different majors. I've done a lot of social sciences. I'm gonna try to get more of the hard sciences and different types of majors. So just let me know what you want to watch, like chemistry, bio, physics, whatever. I'm pretty sure I know somebody. So thank you so much for being on here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.